Yeah, so personally, I guess when you're in a business and you put your heart and soul into it every week, to have that completely taken away and you have to change your business model from what you've done for the first 8 years of your business for these last 2 years, I guess that made it really difficult to just shut off from that. Yeah, so I guess you looked at each time different rules came out from the government, looked at what was available. So obviously when we first were restricted and had to shut down, there came in a lot more cleaning things. You had to reduce your group sizes, things like that. Then we went to full shutdown where everyone was basically in a lockdown. So we created a Zoom link for the kids, a whole different timetable because you could only run one class at a time with the Zoom link we had. Because not everyone liked being on Zoom and they felt really self-conscious about seeing their little face on the screen and who else was watching them and stuff like that. When restrictions changed and you were allowed to do outdoor training, we went to that. Our first lot of that was in June, so being in Ararat was pretty chilly. Trackies and hoodies on and in the park so that we could catch up in a public space. We were allowed to do that. We adapted our car park into an outdoor area that we danced in with temporary fencing along the front to protect us from the highway that we're close to. I then bought an outdoor marquee and we set up an outdoor area so we're undercover, so when the weather was no good we could still do that. And then we did a full 360 and came back to all of those issues again this year when you thought we got past it in 2020, and we went back to, we did Zoom again, we did outdoor again, and this time instead of just cancelling the exams, we filmed the exams when we were allowed into the studio. So it was a bit of a longer process for the kids, but it meant they still felt like they had achievements. They did a filmed concert. I guess your workload sort of doubled even though you weren't doing as much face-to-face teaching as what you'd like to be doing. Through the Dance Arts Alliance and AusDance, there was a lot of back and forth between the government just to make them understand that, you know, children's dance classes are lower risk than an adult gym. We don't use the same equipment. So it was more an education thing. Yeah, it was a lot of campaigning, a lot of radio and TV interviews that I never thought I would do as, you know, a small country dance school. And the local support from the 2 local newspapers here was fantastic as well. They were keen to understand. Also contact with the local MPs, and Louise Staley came to the studio and interviewed me, and she did a lot of campaigning and took our things to Parliament from a country perspective as well. We've still managed to do an awful lot considering that we've been shut down for nearly 30 weeks in the last 2 years, which is basically more than half a year of our full training. So, like, it has been still rewarding, but it's definitely had its challenges.